Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything you've done over the past week wasn't you, but another version of you. You look at your calendar, see doctor appointments you never scheduled, and can't explain why you suddenly speak conversational Spanish to a stranger. Terrified, you reach out to a friend for clarification, and they have no idea what you're talking about. Confused, terrified, and alone, you're trapped in a world where nobody understands you because you don't understand yourself. This is the true story of Billy Milligan, the first person in U.S. history to be found not responsible for a serious legal case due to a rare psychological condition. And yes, this really happened. In 1977 in Ohio, Billy Milligan was taken into custody in connection with several concerning incidents. At the center of it all was a series of armed robberies and ex assaults. Witnesses gave police descriptions of the perpetrator, and their composite sketches led to a striking resemblance to Mr. Milligan. But when questioned, he claimed he wasn't just innocent, he had no memory of the events. At first, investigators believed he was making it up. There was no motive for them to lie, so they pressed on. His alibi didn't check out, and neither did his story. Something felt off. It was then that something unusual happened. His answers began to change. His voice altered. His entire personality shifted. "Who are we speaking to right now?" an officer asked. "My name is Reagan, and he doesn't know what I do." Startled, the officers paused. Was this man playing with them? Were these sudden changes part of his act? Or was something else going on? As the situation escalated, psychiatrists were brought in. This was around a time when dissociative disorders were not well understood and discussions were rare. After extensive evaluation, they arrived at a stunning conclusion. Billy wasn't pretending. He was living with what is now known as dissociative identity disorder, a rare and complex mental health condition. They identified 24 unique identities within him. Each had its own name, age, voice, behavior, and even handwriting. Reagan was described as strong and protective, with a distinct Eastern European accent. Arthur was a calm and intelligent Englishman who spoke with sophistication. Alan was persuasive and outgoing. Christine was a young girl who expressed herself through drawing. And there were many more. Some personalities had specific roles. One handled daily responsibilities. Another dealt with emotional pain. Some even claimed to protect the others. It was like a team of minds trying to coexist within one body. For the next 6 years, Billy's case remained one of the most talked about psychiatric mysteries in the country. Each personality would appear at different times, taking control like drivers switching in a shared vehicle. Their transitions could be triggered by stress, confusion, or unknown internal signals. These shifts weren't subtle. People who interacted with Billy during those times reported significant changes in his appearance, speech patterns, and overall demeanor. It was almost as if different individuals were occupying his body. For instance, in one incident, a cop noticed Billy acting strangely while being questioned about the robbery. In the middle of the interrogation, his demeanor suddenly shifted, and he started speaking with a completely different accent. That personality explained to the officer that he was a protector of the other identities and that he was worried about their safety. In another incident, Billy went missing for a few hours. When he returned, he had no memory of the time away and couldn't explain what had happened. Later, another one of his identities revealed that they had traveled to a bookstore, something they wanted to do for a long time, but nobody else knew about it. It was as if a secret piece of the puzzle that fit perfectly. It was fascinating for the medical teams. What was puzzling was how distinctly different the personalities were, not only in speech or mannerisms, but also in abilities. Some spoke foreign languages, others had skills Billy never formally learned. Even physical responses like vision or handedness varied depending on who was in control. One investigator recalled, "We saw film footage of him from different periods and noticed that sometimes he batted his eyelashes longer than usual. We started looking at photographs and noticed that in some of the pictures, his right hand was different. It was thinner or shorter than his left. We didn't know what to make of it at first." The medical teams were astounded by what they were witnessing. It was a living puzzle. How could there be so many distinct personalities coexisting in one person? How did they manage to control the same body without apparent conflict? And why had this individual created such a complex internal world? As the legal process moved forward, his defense team presented a unique explanation. The events in question were not carried out by Billy, but by one of his alternate identities. This raised difficult questions for the court, and expert psychologists were brought in to evaluate his condition. Finally, after careful analysis and multiple professional testimonies, Billy was found not responsible due to his mental health diagnosis. Instead of a correctional facility, he was placed under psychological care. The media went wild. Headlines across the nation read, "Man not guilty by reason of multiple personalities. Ohio court rules, killer not guilty after finding 24 personalities." And experts say man had 24 selves in armed robbery case. Their verdict wasn't universally accepted. Many argued that Billy was malingering, that he was faking this condition for attention or to avoid justice. Some members of the jury were convinced, but others remained unconvinced, believing it was a clever ruse. Now, this controversy only added to the mystery. Inside the hospital, Billy received treatment, not punishment. Doctors worked with him to better understand and stabilize his condition. Some of the personalities gradually faded, while others integrated. During therapy, Billy learned how to manage his symptoms and prevent the more extreme shifts. He was able to gain control over the situation that once seemed uncontrollable. A documentary crew followed Billy's journey for over a year, capturing his struggles and progress. The resulting documentary, 24 Personalities, aired nationwide and further increased public awareness of dissociative disorders. It was one of the earliest mainstream media explorations of such conditions, helping to reduce stigma and promote understanding. Despite the complexities of his case and the media frenzy, Billy's story didn't receive a simple happy ending. Some days were better than others. There were setbacks, moments when he struggled to keep his different selves in check, and times when the lines between them became blurred. But overall, he showed resilience and a determination to heal. Over time, he learned to manage his symptoms, and the frequency of the shifts decreased. By the early 1980s, Billy was doing much better. Some of the personalities continued to reside within him, but the larger shifts and dramatic changes had mostly subsided. His life remained complex, but he was no longer overwhelmed by the shifting landscape of his mind. He lived a relatively quiet life, working on small projects and interacting with friends. He was known for his kindness, his dry sense of humor, and his ability to connect with people despite the challenges he faced. Fast forward to the 21st century. Advances in psychology and neuroscience provided more insight into the complexities of the human mind. Concepts that were once considered radical, like dissociation, became more widely understood. Treatment options improved and awareness grew, offering hope to many who grappled with similar challenges. In this evolving landscape, Billy's story continues to resonate. His case remains a significant point of reference in the study of dissociative identity disorder. Medical professionals use his case to illustrate complex concepts and teach new generations of specialists. The details of his condition, the ways his different selves interacted, and the techniques used to help him are still discussed in classrooms and conferences. Books and interviews followed, making Billy one of the most talked about psychiatric cases of the decade. His life was a source of fascination for authors and filmmakers, leading to numerous fictionalized accounts that drew inspiration from his journey. While some portrayals captured the essence of his experience, others focused on sensationalizing the extremes of his condition. In the face of it all, Billy remained remarkably composed. He cooperated with those who sought to understand him and offered insights into a world that was previously unimaginable. Yet his case wasn't without controversy. Throughout his life, some clung to the belief that Billy was perpetuating a hoax, that he had meticulously crafted his condition to escape accountability. On the other side, those who believed in Billy's authenticity argued passionately for his perspective, citing the medical evidence and emphasizing the need to understand and treat dissociative disorders, not dismiss them. Decades after his initial diagnosis, Billy's case continues to spark debate and discussion. As our understanding of the brain and psychology advances, the medical community has moved away from terms like multiple personality disorder and toward more nuanced descriptions like dissociative identity disorder. This reflects a deeper understanding of the root causes of these conditions, often trauma and severe stress. Billy's case was instrumental in shifting these conversations forward. He became a symbol of the complexity of identity, memory, and consciousness. Sadly, in 2014, Billy passed away, but his legacy lives on in the ongoing discussions about his life and his condition. Whether viewed through the lens of curiosity or skepticism, Billy's story remains one of the most fascinating and debated in modern psychology. It offers a glimpse into the intricate workings of the human mind and the profound impact of trauma and dissociation. As we continue to explore the depths of our own existence, Billy's journey serves as a reminder of the complexities that lie within us all. What do you think? Was this a rare psychological breakthrough, or a case that challenged everything we thought we knew? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories that feel like science fiction. See you next time.